What up, y'all? So, I did a video. I put out a video earlier this morning, touching on the whole subject with, I seen an interview where Greg Hackett talked about how Bomac is for you. So, I did that video. So, if y'all ain't see that video, make sure y'all go tune in to that one and come back to this one, or whichever order you want to do. But if this happened to be your first video of mine that you have came across, make sure you subscribe and smash the like button to everybody else, man. Everybody smash that like button. Now listen, y'all, check this out, right? Because I got a couple things in common with Errol Spence, and one of them is I like to fuck niggas up at their own game. So so what we gonna do is right now, we gonna go by the same logic, right? That Bomac is spoiled. So Bomac is spoiled, right? Which I know is a fucking lie, because nothing goes spoil you at Bomac house. It's just like, it gotta be a cold day in hell. It gotta be some shit. Bomac gotta be on vacation. Ain't nothing getting spoiled in that motherfucker refrigerator, man. Everything gets cleaned out. You know what I'm saying? When food stamp comes, it's over, nigga. But listen. For the people that think Bomac is spoiled, okay, we're going to run with that. Bomac spoiled. Okay. Derrick James shouldn't Derrick James be spoiled? Because the reason for Bomac being spoiled is that Terence Crawford is a great fighter. Errol Spence is a great fighter too. So, both of the trainers got great fighters. But Derrick James managed to be able to rock with Marlo, turn him from what he was, added on top of that, not changed him, but just tweaked a few things and made him better and enhanced, everything he was doing. And he got to knocking niggas out. And then he continued his journey into being undisputed. If Derrick James was spoiled, then Brian Castano would have beat Marlo. He'll have all the belts. If Derrick James was spoiled, Tony Harrison would have beat Jamel a fucking again. Because he won the first one, he would have beat him the second time in the rematch. A whole lot of shit would have happened if Derrick James was spoiled. Okay, so I told you, I fuck up all the narrative. So let's say your comeback is, hey, Bomac been training Bud for a long time, all that fuck shit, right? Because I know that's the only thing left, because I rebuke niggas so bad. That's the only thing you can possibly say. So if let's say you say that, right? Alright, so who else has Bomac made a champion? Like who else? You know what I'm saying? Either way it go, with you saying that Bomac is spoiled or whatever, or whoever want to say that or agree with that narrative or whatever, then it still revolves all the way back around to Derrick James is a better coach than Brian McIntyre, which ultimately adds to Errol Spence's game coming into this fight with Bud. They say, which I don't believe, but let's just say Errol Spence and Terence Crawford is evenly skilled. The only thing that's going to put a nigga over the top is the preparation. Right? That they do with their trainers and things like that, but it all adds back to me saying how Errol Spence is going to knock the fucking eyeballs out of Terence Crawford. That's the only thing I see happening. Because these guys are going to be better prepared. I watched the video of Spill Dog, right? If you ain't subscribed to Spill Dog, go subscribe to him and like all his fucking videos. He did a video where he said that Errol Spence was better prepared than Terence Crawford. Okay, me adding on to that. Go to him because he made that video first. Adding to that, though, that all revolves around the same thing too, because just think about it. Terence Crawford got to train himself, and he got to fight. Errol Spence just got to come in the best he can he can possibly do, right? And also, you know, form himself around Derrick James in the game plan. You know, they come up together, they mesh together, because it's a we thing, not an I thing. So they got to come together, right? Form a plan on how they're going to beat Bud with a game plan. And everything, Errol Spence's natural abilities and everything else adds on top of that. But Terence Crawford is lacking that aspect that's going to this big motherfucking fight of the decade that we talking about right now. So it all makes sense to what I'm saying about how Errol Spence gonna beat the fuck out of him. And you know what I'm saying? Bomac is a horrible coach. When I say Bomac a horrible coach, they say, man, he's spoiled. I say, alright, ain't nothing get spoiled in his refrigerator. So now they gonna say he been training longer. These niggas always moving the goalposts. They always move the goalposts, man. It is what it is, man. Like I said, man. Derrick James, that just means you got to give Derrick James more credit. Because if you say you start moving the goalposts, I'm looking at you like a hater. Because that's what the fuck you is. You a hater. If on one hand you say Bomac's spoiled, and on the other hand saying Derrick James is overrated, then you a hater. Because if you're going to say Bomac's spoiled, then you got to say that, man, Derrick James is a hell of a coach to be able to remain himself, stay focused, and still be able to do shit with other fighters. Take Jamel where he going, pulled out a great win with Frank Martin his last fight. So you can have to, you know what I'm saying, take notice to those things if you going to say Bomac's spoiled. Because they all, at the end of the day, you put that shit in the pot. They say we making chili, right? I throw Errol Spence in the pot. Throw Derrick James in the pot. You know what I'm saying? Mix that shit on up. You know what I'm saying? Short shots. Mix that shit on up. And you going to come out with some fire-ass chili. Because Errol Spence the chili and Derrick James, he like the spice. You throw some spice on that. Throw some spice on that shit, and that shit fire. Bomac makes some chili. You throw Terence Crawford in the chili. Throw Bomac in the chili. Bomac absorbed the chili. It ain't chili no more. Let me stop playing, man. Hey, I just came up with that shit on top of my dome. But listen, though. I'm crying and shit. But, man, it is what it is, man. Bomac ass, man, is a hell of an ass of a coach, man. Derrick James is a great coach. He better than Bomac when it comes to coaching and giving out a game plan other than rhythm and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing when somebody just as good as you, it's gonna take to be able to follow out with the game plan. So this is one of the things Derrick James always say, so people can understand why he coached so good, why he always focused, why he ain't never spoiled. He say that, what he say? Man, I still got my job. I still working 9 to 5. Because only way you spoiled is, I was fucking around over there about robbing them niggas, making him go bankrupt. He could have bought Hillville houses or Hollywood houses or wherever the hell it's Beverly Hills. So y'all eating so good off of Bob that lets you know them niggas were eating too good. They got comfortable. But they got spoiled. They got so comfortable eating off of Bob, you know, getting all them 3.5s and doing their thing. Eating good. Especially Bomac. So they doing their thing with that shit. So that lets you know where a nigga headspace at. You look at Derrick James, I still work my 9 to 5, which lets you know he ain't trying to get too comfortable off just because his father's bringing in all these fucking millions and shit. So he ain't getting too comfortable, and then he, you know, counting on what they can do. You too worried about what they do, you ain't doing what you supposed to do, playing your part. So that's what this shit all about. See how I just eat to them niggas just like that? That's what we do over here. Y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed already. Bomac Sport, Derrick James still hungry. It is what it is, man. I'm out, y'all. Deuces.